And this is Linda Bennett back with you with more Metaphysically Speaking. You can find us on metaspeak.com. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, on the World Wide Web. You can check out some local sponsors that I enjoy, people, and I use these people's services myself. I would never give a personal recommendation for anyone, whether it's a vet clinic, an acupuncturist, gynecologist, anyone, unless I used that person's services myself. And so therefore, if you ever see me recommend someone, know that that's someone that I highly endorse and know to be qualified. What did you say?
And we are metaphysically speaking.
And we are metaphysically speaking. And the whole world should be metaphysically speaking, because Aristotle said metaphysics is the unseen world. And many years ago in meditation, when I was given the name Metaphysically Speaking for my television show, that brings the unseen world to the seen world. So things are applicable to everyone, because we're not all living in the dream state. Although some people are, and they have their own set of problems, but I doubt that they're listening to our show. Now, let's pick up on a few things. We want to finish the flying dreams. And Carson could not get over the fact he loved those flying dreams, and so many people have them. And so many people actually use the analogy in their minds when they don't understand their astral traveling, of actually seeing themselves spread their wings, so to speak, because they've got their arms outstretched. Well, if you think about a plane, aerodynamically, it's wiser to have wings than not. And some people have their arms out straight ahead of them, and some have them out to the side. It doesn't matter. You don't need your arms to fly. It's your soul leaving your body. And your soul isn't completely leaving your body. For those of you becoming terrified as we speak, thinking you can't get back in, you can, because you're connected to your body with what's called the silver cord. And think of a long wad, big fat wad of chewing gum that you've been chewing for an hour. Now start stretching that out. Hold on to one end and you're stretching it out. That could be your silver cord, and it's rooted into your physical body, in your spine, until you finally leave the body. And so the big blob is traveling all around the world. It's traveling to Paris. It's going to Milan. Perhaps it's going to visit Scandinavia. It might be on a cruise.
Because the big wad of chewing gum is really God, right? And you're the thread.
All the wad of chewing gum is God.
You mentioned that.
It's your soul. Your entire wad of chewing gum that we are using as a great analogy is the part of God that is within you. We are God. God is us. It's the part of the God force that stays with you. So remember, you're holding on to one part of the chewing gum, and the chewing gum is stretching and stretching and stretching, going to visit different planets, going to visit different solar systems, going to visit your sister, going to visit somebody you've never met before, who you will deal with in another lifetime, or maybe 5 months from now. So, and then when you're coming back, the wad of chewing gum is now absorbing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you pop right back in your body, and you've got the wad of chewing gum, the God force, completely in your body, and it doesn't ever leave completely until you physically leave the planet, or die, or make your transition. So many people use the word die like they think there's nothing going to happen afterwards. I feel sorry for those people, because they think that all their actions and reactions don't really matter, but they do. And I understand those people, because I was raised Catholic and fought with the priests and the nuns, and if you make the mistake of equating religion with God, I understand your problem. I would be an atheist too if you didn't do further exploration of your spirituality. Spirituality has nothing to do with religion. Religion, spirituality, totally different. Religion is man-made. It's somebody else's idea of how to create power and how to create a monetary system that they are rewarded with. And in the positive side, it creates community. And the negative side, it makes you think that only your community is good. Your religion is better. I'm amused when I listen to many of the Islamic people talking about how peaceful their religion is when they're all busy killing each other off. And in the Quran, which I have read, not completely, I've read part of it, and I'm continuing to read parts, it talks about the fact that one Muslim is not supposed to kill another. And Muslim religion also venerates Jesus as a great prophet, his mother Mary as a great prophet and healer, and they're not supposed to harm any of those people as well. Well, somebody should have told somebody else many thousands of years ago, because ever since religion's been on the planet, people have been knocking each other off, screaming, God is for me. I'm doing God's work. You're not doing anybody's work but your own. So, and I understand many of you have talked to me about having past life experiences in your dream state, when you maybe were a priest or a nun or a rabbi or something you couldn't identify, and you're totally appalled because you're anti-religion now. And I said, well, how do you think you got that way? Maybe you had a bad experience in that particular religion. I've dealt with priests before who have left the priesthood because of politics behind the scenes, ministers. There was a huge scandal in Pinellas County years ago over one of the largest Protestant denominations in the county. All kinds of things happen. When people and greed get together, you cannot beat the odds of keeping those people honorable. So greed is one of my least favorite of the deadly sins. And we can discuss that later, but I want to finish talking about the flying. You're not going to not come back to your body. If you're going to be dying, you know that subconsciously. Most people, I'm not even talking about people who are very sick. I just saw something on one of the shows dealing with the 9/11 nightmare that this country went through, and her husband left his wedding band on the kitchen table that morning. My executive producer is shuddering. And his wife said, oh, you forgot your wedding band. He says, no, leave it there. So your soul knows when something is going to happen. Pay attention. Make that last day count. Tell the people around you that you love them. Kiss your pussycat and your puppy dog, and be extra kind. Maybe make a phone call you've been neglecting. Do something of importance. Because at any moment, every single one of us could pop out of our bodies and be in the astral world for another 100 years, and we've left this body. So make every day a kind, gracious day. So I think we've covered the flying aspect. It's normal. Everyone does it. And in this show that I saw on Nova the other night, they were showing dogs and cats with their little legs running. I used to have a cat named Sweetie Pie who used to do that. She was running at top speed, and she was fast. And she was a little kitty. She was a little tortoiseshell.
While they're sleeping, they're running.
While they're sleeping, they're running. Their little legs are moving.
But they're still lying down. But then they showed a cat that was sleepwalking. Oh, funny.
A sleepwalking pussycat. So if you see your cat marching around somewhere, make sure he doesn't jump on the counter, or she doesn't jump on the counter, because the cat may not have the same perspective jumping down again. People have driven cars sleepwalking. Oh, yeah. They found them walking along the street, driving cars totally asleep. So don't worry about not coming back. When it's your time, it's your time. Don't worry about the feeling of flying. You're not being harmed. It's totally natural. Animals run and play. Animals fly in their sleep. Animals have past lives with you. My executive producer was here about 2 weeks ago, and I was interpreting your chart. And Sweetie Pie used to reach up and snap you.